Welcome to Campaholics.
I'm Christy.
I'm Mandy.
And I'd rather be camping. All right. Today, in today's camp meeting, we're going to talk about camp etiquette and how to not be an asshole at the campground.
There you go. So thanks for joining us, guys, and coming back. We are excited to talk about this topic.
Very excited.
Lots of things we need to go over about camp etiquette.
Yeah. I think, we're this is normal stuff, right? Like, don't attract bears, don't feed the bears. What was that one sign you guys saw? The bears will eat your babies.
The bears will eat your babies. We were camping at this campground and we went across the bulletin board and there was a little picture and a sign and it says, "Watch out, bears will eat your babies." So beware.
Beware. And read. So there's always those bulletin boards, which is good because if there's like a fire or a bear sighting or really anything pertinent in information to that specific campground that you're at, you should read those.
Yeah.
If you're blowing past those and not reading them, that's your first problem.
Yeah, they're there for a reason.
Exactly.
So as we were talking about this episode, we were thinking of different titles, like How Close is Too Close, or how about What's Your Cup of Tea? Because really, I mean, there's a lot of things with other campers out there you got to watch out for.
There is. There's some weirdos out there, as we all know. And they camp too. Weirdos camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen some weird stuff. My favorite was we saw someone open up their little camper van door and a cat comes jumping out. Like, I was so excited.
Yeah, and that's, something you got to look out for too is, respect when you camp with pets and whatnot, because I have a dog, but I never knew a cat was going to end up next to me, and that would be pretty gnarly if our dog caught their cat. So I should probably put her on a rope like the campground suggests.
Oh, yeah. Again, that bulletin board probably mentioned something about keeping your pets on a leash. Exactly. Yeah. So pets is a huge one, I think, for a number of reasons. Another one, you definitely don't want your dog wandering off and attacking somebody or getting attacked. Or
right.
For me, it's the barking.
Yeah. Yep. And having a dog, I try to keep that to a minimum. She's pretty good about if we let her off the leash. But if I know new campers are showing up or whatnot, I try to bring her back in so she can get used to them first.
Yeah, no, I feel like you guys are respectful campers when it comes to pet owners.
But on that subject, it can come in handy to have a pet and not have her on the leash, I'll just say, because one time we were camping on a holiday weekend and campgrounds were getting scarce. This was dispersed camping and there's kind of designated spots throughout the loops and stuff. Mm-hmm. We had snagged a pretty awesome one on the rim, and it was literally right on the edge of the Mogollon rim. You could just walk 30 feet down and just look at awesome view. Anyway, so it was crowded that weekend, and there were some campers trying to basically camp on top of us. So this one camper decides to pull in. It was probably 5, 6 o'clock at night. And they were literally camping in the entrance of our campsite.
Oh my gosh.
And we were we just need to kind of stand our ground here. So, so I brought Ranger along as we went over to approach this camper and be like, "Yo, how can we help you? What's going on?" And we're this is kind of our campsite. And he's just listening and mumbling and blah, blah, blah. And I'm as we're talking, Ranger poops right there. And I was thinking in my mind, awesome. Great job, Ranger. Keep it up. Maybe this will scare him away. Right? Sure enough, it was, I don't know, hours later, he packed up and left.
That's amazing. That's a good dog.
Right?
Even she was like, "Excuse me.
Right.
This is not your campsite."
Oh, man. So, yeah. But if you go to the National Park website, they actually have a whole thing on camp etiquette, which I thought was really helpful.
That is helpful.
Especially if you're a new camper and you're what do I need to look out for? Mm-hmm. So, some of their top camp etiquette points are noise. That's a huge one. You want to keep in mind your neighbors. we'll get into a little bit on the music subject later, but I don't know about you guys, but if it's like 2, 3 in the morning, I just want to sleep.
Well, especially when you were just talking about camping on a holiday weekend. We just camped, was it Memorial Day weekend? And our neighbors played some music really loud all night, every night.
Imagine yourself at a concert and never leaving.
And never
sleeping.
And it's the same music like over and over and over.
And on top of that, there were so many campers, there became multiple musics playing.
Yeah.
And it was like the beats were fighting against each other.
There's like 2 stages.
Oh, I really could have used Ranger to go poop over there.
For real.
But
somebody should have done it.
Yeah. Anyway, so another camp etiquette on the national park website is light, which I wouldn't have really even thought of, but it's talking about, like, say, you know, you're camping. For instance, we have a trailer, Christy has a tent, we're camping together. And all she wants to do is lay in her hammock at night and enjoy the stars and the natural lighting of the moon. And then we go over and we turn our LED lights on and we're lighting up this and that.
It's like disco.
She's going to give us like the stink eye and be like, what the heck? I'm out here trying to enjoy nature and you guys have your lights on.
Yeah. Light pollution. Absolutely. Like, just.
Yeah.
This even gets me as driving. Like, we just came back from our road trip and people would have their brights on when they're coming towards you. I'm like,
yeah.
Do you not? Zero respect. There's just zero respect.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, keep that in mind, people. Personal space, kind of went over that, but I mean, that could go into everything from personal space to your campground and also within your campground.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how when you're like dispersed camping and you have a big group and you kind of naturally form a circle.
Yeah.
Like with your tents or trailers or whatever. Yeah. It'd be rude to come and set up your camp right in the middle of the circle. I'm not going to like name anybody or that this has happened from, but yeah, don't do it.
Just be aware. This is what we call situational awareness, folks.
Yes.
One of these things is not like the other.
Absolutely. All right. So, cleansingness. Yeah, keep it clean. Again, that goes back to the whole leave no trace, the whole footprint thing. Yeah. Like, all right, if you are pooping in the forest, cover it up. I mean,
don't, you know what kills me is like, you'll see like whatever paper product they use to wipe, right? It's not always what you think it is. And it's like way up in a tree. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You just like flung it over your shoulder or something? What happened here? Like, how did it?
I don't know. No squirrel's taking a hand of that. So, and they do make biodegradable toilet paper for a reason.
Yeah, let's please utilize this.
Yeah. Yeah, the one we really like, and it's great for the trailer or for just like the environment, is we really like the Scott brand biodegradable toilet paper. You can get it at Walmart, super cheap. It's awesome.
I didn't know you could get it at Walmart.
Yeah, that's when COVID was happening, you know, the big toilet paper thing, Brian was like, oh, we need to stock up on the biodegradable toilet paper. We probably had 2 shopping carts full of that thing. I still have toilet paper from years ago. So I'm like, I haven't had to buy biodegradable toilet paper for like the last 3 years.
It's like you and everybody else. It's like TVs and toilet paper we don't need anymore.
Yeah. But definitely don't want to run out of that when you're camping.
Yeah. Because you never know what I'm never that confident in my ability to identify poison ivy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to chance it.
No, that wouldn't be a good risk.
No.
All right. So the last one on the national park site was don't steal a campsite. And I interpret this as, let me just give you an example. So we usually can take a day, maybe a day and a half off before the weekend to get up, get a campsite. But there's people now that go camping and they drop a few supplies or a trailer like 2-3 weeks ahead of time, and they're basically stealing a campsite.
Yeah.
I mean, camping should be first come, first serve with dispersed camping.
Yeah, like if you're going to drop your trailer on a Monday, you got to stay there all week, buddy.
Yeah, or I am stealing a campsite. Oh, man.
Yeah. We should, you know what we should do for people like that? We should come up with a way to vandalize their trailer. That's not like it's like a
right.
Like a water-based paint.
Yeah.
And we're going to come up with a name for these MFers.
I know. It's ridiculous.
It's just not cool.
It's not, So yeah, with these few items listed, there's so many more, but basically know before you go. That's the saying, right?
Yeah.
Know before you go.
Before you go.
Yeah.
So, music is a huge topic. I love music. Everybody knows this about me. But even I am like, there's a time and a place and a volume setting. And, we had our issue on Memorial Day where there was basically an entire concert or a little city happening next to us. Again, it is the volume, but also, and it's the time. And I feel like everyone else is like, oh, it's a party. It's holiday weekend. I'm going to stay up as late as I want. That you should really respect normal noise ordinance times, which is like...
Right. Well, isn't that one of the reasons why we go camping? To get away from all the noise and hustle and bustle and everything?
They had like a karaoke machine.
Yeah, keep that in the bars. We don't want it in the forest.
Please don't bring that out. Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
We do not want to hear you belting out some Tina Turner at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Exactly.
Because you've been drinking for 8 hours straight.
Right.
Like, we're good.
I mean, if you're an appropriate distance away and it's kind of just you guys, it's not super crowded, do your thing.
Fine.
But be respectful of other campers. When it's like Brian and I and he wants to put his music on for a while, whatever. When other campers show up, all right, let's tone it down and see what everybody else likes and go from there.
They were also just like speeding up and down the road, kicking up dirt, driving through our campsite. Like they were...
Yeah, that's another big one on noise. I know we're talking about music, but again, when you're like on those 4x4s, side-by-sides, those are loud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
They are.
They're really annoying at times, but they're really fun too. So.
They are. Well, listen, if you're going to drive it like that, you better at least invite me on a fucking ride. Or throw me a beer when you drive past.
Exactly.
Something to like instigate some friendship here. Or I'm going to send my dog over to take a shit in your camp.
Right. Ranger, go at it.
I even feel like I have to mention like cult activity. This is not okay. Watch your surroundings, people. Like,
yeah.
There was one night we were camping and there was like chanting and like...
Yeah, this was no family camp event.
There was something strange happening over there. I guess rule 1 on that one would be don't go check it out.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of scary movies and I was just like, I'm not going to go towards that.
Stay put.
Just wait it out.
That's wise.
Maybe have like a weapon with you of some sort. Or self-defense.
Your bear spray.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the fire pit, on a serious note, I kind of get sick of people leaving trash in there.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, by now you should figure out that metal doesn't go away.
Thank you.
Glass, again, is just another hazard. Mm-hmm. Someone else has to clean it up.
Yep.
So clean it out before. I mean, that's another thing is like leave no trace. Be respectful. One of the biggest things I like to do when I get to a campsite is revamp the campfire.
Revamp the camp.
I mainly do that because they're too small.
They
need to be like 3 to 4 times bigger. Thanks to my aunt. My aunt growing up, she showed me what a true campfire looks like. There was just one night I remember when I was little and she just kept throwing on wood after wood. Like, I don't even know if she sat down that whole night. I was like, that's my hero. So I've kind of taken on her campfire role for sure. But anyways, yeah, I like to clean it out, expand it. And then when we leave, we don't just leave a bunch of trash in it.
Yeah.
So.
Or leave it burning.
Exactly.
It's a good one. Make sure you put it out.
So on the campfire topic, if you're camping with people, I mean, typically if you've camped with them for a while, you kind of know how it goes and stuff. But if you're new, it's like, I don't know about you, but my rule is you don't get to throw wood on unless you've helped collect it.
I agree with that.
You got to earn the burn.
Or you got to earn the burn, absolutely. Or the only other redeeming quality is that you found and I say the poker stick.
That's right. It's not a good campfire without a good poker stick.
Yeah, it's got to be the perfect length. And like if it had like a little like twig on there, as like a you know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
Yeah.
Did I tell you Reese broke remember that really good one he had?
Yeah.
It broke.
Oh, there'll be another.
Yeah, that's what I said. He hadn't found one yet. He was really bummed. It broke on like night 2 of that 10-day trip.
Oh, we'll find him another good one.
It was a good one though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of know before you go, with our last trip, Christy kindly warned us that you can't bring firewood from Arizona to Washington, which I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like some invasive species regulation.
And sure enough, when we were crossing the border, I don't think it was until we crossed into the Nevada border. I'm not sure. One of them. They actually stopped us and asked if we had firewood that we were bringing. Of course, we could have lied because they never checked anything, but we didn't. We didn't bring any.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's so funny.
Sure enough, even at our last campsite that you and I camped at together, they were like, make sure that the firewood's local." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's so interesting. They must have like a big issue with that.
I guess. I mean, I know anybody coming from another state coming into Arizona, it's not an issue.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we talk about like those weeds spreading, and you make fun of me for being like this little environmental person, but it's true. The trees, or not even just the trees itself could have things, but what if the tree had termites in it, and that species of termite, and we ruined the redwood forest that's been around for like 3,000 years.
It's true. I agree.
You don't want to be responsible for that.
Yeah. So you want to be respectful, especially like state parks, national parks. That kind of goes into like stay on the trail, especially like Yellowstone and stuff. Yeah. They have those warnings and signs not only for like safety for you, but also for the environment.
Yep.
And I think like, growing up, you don't really understand it, but being an adult and having kids, you're like, I want these parks around when my kids are older and they have their kids, because I really want them to see these awesome places. Yep.
And there's already so many places we've lost.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm really about... We need to preserve these.
Yeah, and if you don't listen to those signs, I mean, you could end up like that one guy a couple months ago where he did wander off the Old Faithful Trail and ended up in a geyser.
He melted his face off.
Yeah, I mean, it was legit. He did die, but...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they only could find like his watch and something else, but it's sad, but it's funny, but it's sad. So it's like, dude, stay on the trail.
Stay on the trail, read the signs. And then, like, things aren't posted because it's a joke, right? Like, or because someone's trying to prevent you from having a good day. We're doing it for your safety.
Right. You are not going to miss that selfie photo when you fall off the Grand Canyon because you went over the fence to get it.
Yeah.
It's gone. You're gone.
And how many times has that happened?
Too many.
Exactly.
And it's kind of weird. Like, we were watching this, like, 411 show about national forests, and a lot of these deaths and things that happen in national parks aren't recorded properly, so there's a lot more incidents than we realize out there.
That's kind of creepy.
It is.
We're all talking about going camping in a national park.
I know, but yeah, anyway, we want to keep these places around for a long, long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a lot. I mean, we could probably talk about camp etiquette forever. Keep it clean, pack out what you pack in, leave no trace, be quiet, and if your dog shits somewhere, let's hope your neighbor either takes a hint or you pick it up.
Exactly.
Until next time, We're going to talk about more camping, I'm sure, as always.
Surprise!
Surprise. But don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We're constantly posting on there. We have our website at I'dRatherBeCampingWithAK.com, where we're constantly posting stuff out there.
Yeah, share with us one of your stories that you've encountered with some etiquette or non-respect citizens that decide to go camping and ruin it for you.
Yeah, or if you have a question, ask us.
Yes.
So you don't ruin someone else's camping trip.
Yes.
Don't be that guy.
Exactly.
We'll call him like a newbie Norman. Don't be that dude.
Don't be a newbie Norman or a crazy Karen or anything. Let's just keep camping fun.
Exactly. Know before you go.
That's right. Well, join us next time. We're glad you joined us for our meeting.
Yep.
Bye.